43 years ago tomorrow, the first U.S. men stepped foot on the surface of the moon. It was a sight seen around the world and is still one of the most celebrated events ever in our history. Susie had the chance to interview Buzz Aldrin recently about the future of our space program. Take a look.
One of the important things in my life is happening right this minute, and that is to meet and talk to the incredible Buzz Aldrin. Now, Buzz Aldrin is a hero to me and to so many other people in the world, all over the world. And I'm with him today because we're going to discuss a book he wrote called Buzz Aldrin, Mission to Mars. What I love about this book is the foreword that his son Andrew wrote, where he talked about the years of listening to his father talk about space and the exploration of space and watching his hero father grow up. And as he grew up, he became more passionate in the need to explore space as fully as we possibly can. So good morning to you, Buzz Aldrin. And I love that foreword by your son, Andrew.
Well, good morning. I love it too, and especially I've watched him grow up and to be a very mature statesman on space policy and rocket development. It truly makes me feel wonderful, and I look forward to Andy, who helped out a lot, incidentally, with Leonard David writing the book.
And the book is a compilation, I think, of 40 years of publication articles and things that you have written. And it's about your passion for getting this space program forward, like John F. Kennedy said, to get it going and to go and be the top of the world again.
It's a foundation in 8 chapters of the basis for what I think is a progressive implementation, and that precise implementation is something that's in work right now, but it will rely on a lot of the principles that are outlined in the book. I did submit an outline of a progression of missions back early in the Obama administration to a commission headed by Norm Augustine. Not too many of those stepping stones to permanence on Mars need changing. Obviously, we haven't done some of the things that I would like to have seen done, so things have slid off in time.
So I was going to ask you. 4
or 5 years, yeah.
I was going to ask you, did they take you seriously? Did they give you their ear? Did they agree with anything or indicate that in some way we could once again get back into the space program?
I think politically at the time, specifying a destination in that report was deemed not to be appropriate. Mm-hmm. And the 2 destinations, of course, were a number of people who felt we should carry through with President Bush's vision for space exploration with the Constellation spacecraft, mm-hmm. and go back and land on the moon. And many of us felt that, no, we should set our sights much higher than that and not engage in a competitive return back to the moon, getting there 50 years or more after we did in the first place.
Okay, to go farther then.
Yeah, American greatness would be further in evidence and inspiration and technology development by setting our sights on Mars instead.
You know, Buzz, there's so many citizens of this country who admire you so much and love your courage so much. And we believe in what you're doing, but we feel we have no voice in helping you succeed. We feel like the government doesn't listen to us or care about us.
Well, the government has a lot of problems that have come upon them. Maybe some inherited, but many of their own doing, that has left us in the world in a not very advantageous position. we certainly had it within our power to not have the shuttle retire and leave us with a long gap of capability of taking our own people into space. And that's not the first of mistakes. There have been other mistakes earlier than that since Apollo.
You know, I'm thinking with your passion for this, tell me if you can, and we don't have a lot of time, but tell me, why is it important for us to go farther? Why is it important for us in the way the economy is? Sell me on that.
Well, the percentage of the budget that goes into space is an abominably low 0.5%.
I know, it's awful.
During the times of build up for Apollo, it went to 3 and 4%. But then, of course, it dropped back down again pretty soon. I think certainly the money invested in the space program doesn't satisfy immediate gains. It may bring jobs to different people, but unless it is well thought out and well planned, the returns are going to be 10, 20, 30 years into the future. And that's when the new generation is going to be inheriting what we do during our generation.
And is going into space our next frontier? I mean, where we will be traveling there and living there, do you think?
Well, I really think after giving the transportation to and from Mars a lot of thought, and how we can make that economical, and how we can not leave Mars vacant when we bring people back. Bringing people back is a very expensive and very difficult task, and that's why I've gradually reached the conclusion, and I know I'm not unanimous in this, but certainly there is a civilian Netherlands company that is gathering a lot of volunteers.
And we will work more with private companies. Buzz, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you, but I've got to ask you one question. My little grandson, 6.5 years old, last night we talked about I was going to get to interview you, and I said, Buzz Aldrin is going to be here, and I'm going to get to interview Buzz Aldrin. And the little boy said, you mean Buzz Lightyear? Buzz Lightyear. That's the Toy Story character. Is Buzz Aldrin really Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story?
Well, it was acknowledged in writing by the head of Pixar that he didn't really care for Lunar Larry, but he wanted a more authentic name, and he reviewed different astronaut names. And indeed, he indicated that he had selected Buzz as the most appropriate.
Well, we're so glad he did, Buzz. And I'll tell you one thing. You're a hero to so many. But right now, because I get to talk to you, I'm now a hero to my grandson. Have a great day, Buzz, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. We're all heroes when we do the right thing, and that's serving others and our nation.
Thank you, Buzz.